to hold one every year. Chris Dairu, KTN News, Nairobi.
Moving on, the government now says schools will get their capitation funds by Friday. Speaking in the National Assembly, Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu said the delay had been caused by the National Treasury. The Cabinet Secretary said the National Treasury would disburse 28 billion shillings to the Ministry of Education by Thursday, which will then ensure that schools get the funds by Friday.
With reports of schools running on empty and on the brink of closure due to lack of funds and food, Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu was on Wednesday put to task by members of parliament who wanted to know what the government was doing to save schools from the struggles.
What measures is he undertaking to make sure that capitation is sent to our schools so that they don't close down? Currently, Honorable Speaker, school heads are negotiating with students on meals to jump and even forfeit that can lead to unrest in our schools. So when is he planning to send capitation to schools to mitigate the issue of imminent closure of our schools?
The capitation funds, which are to the tune of 28 billion, the Ministry of National Treasury was supposed to have given us the funds before Friday last week, but there was a delay, and this morning I've had an engagement with the Principal Secretary of National Treasury, because it's an issue that is not only concerning me but the entire country, and I wish to report to the honorable members and the country as a whole that indeed he has confirmed that by tomorrow the funds will be in the ministry, and then thereafter we will be able to disperse the same to all our schools countrywide.
The MPs further wanted to know how the government plans to cushion schools from the effects of high cost of living, which has made it impossible for school principals to purchase basic commodities such as maize, beans, sugar, and rice.
Given the fact that the initial capitation was already below budget, what is the cabinet minister going to do to cushion schools now that, especially yesterday, we did get information that the price of commodities has shot up, especially for the basic commodities?
We are insisting that where schools cannot be able to get the prices at 4,500 per bag of rice or even beans, they procure from KNTC.
This is the third time the Cabinet Secretary has promised to disburse capitation funds to schools since schools opened for term 2 3 weeks ago. Unfortunately, every time he has given the undertaking, the money is never disbursed, leaving principals disgruntled.
I hope that by Friday of this week, the undertaking I've been able now to get from the Treasury, because they have gotten the funds, is that our schools will be able to receive capitation funds. That is senior secondary schools, our junior secondary schools, plus our primary schools. We are sorry for the delay, but by the end of the week, the money should be in the accounts of those schools.
Under free primary education, the government gives a capitation of 1,420 shillings to every learner in public primary schools, with every secondary school student in public secondary school receiving an allocation of 22,244 shillings under the free day secondary education. Shadrach Meti, KTN News.
Moving on, the Ministry of Education will receive the lion's share of the